First game of the year. Yeah. Little stress on the coaches. Taking over for a great coach.
Legend.
Been doing it for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot to prove. A little bit.
He was nasty all year long.
Any changes in the defense, or you kept the defense the same?
Defense pretty much stayed close. We ran more of a 5-3 than more than a 5-2 most of the time. But the biggest change of our defense was I'm moving Avery from outside linebacker to middle linebacker. Have the best in the middle.
Yes, sir.
Avery, and then Brennis, you know, I wanted him a year ago to be at my linebacker spot. Came through this year, and he was such an asset. Being a little man like he was probably one of our most aggressive tacklers.
Yeah.
Just showing those first two plays, it showed on the run and on the tackle. He didn't just hit him, he drove him back 15 yards.
Yeah.
And that's, gotta love that.
Sometimes big things come in small packages.
Yep. Brennis again. One thing, speed kills.
Yeah, that boy got some wheels on.
Isn't he nationally ranked in track?
Yep. More of a 400-meter runner, but he can be a sprinter. Definitely could be.
So what would you say the difference between the year before's team and this team? The biggest thing that improved?
The biggest thing that improved this year was our line blocking. It's one thing you see, has he got touched yet? Last year, the year before, his name's Avery. He's the man. He's a grown man at 10 years old. He made plays. This year, the plays was made themselves. Our linemen got to where they needed to go, and there was no problems.
It was the overall cohesiveness of the offense in general.
Exactly.
I mean, we did do a lot of work with the offensive line in terms of blocking schemes, but there was more of a cohesiveness between the backs and the offensive line that we didn't have before, and I think that's also part of it.
And the second thing, like a defense-wise, is changing people to different positions. This young man, Blakely, I told him this year, it's time to man up, because he's one of our most talented kids. He could be probably the fastest kid. Brennis is fast, but if he really got in it, I think he could beat Brennis. He's that powerful. Strong. This year, I told him I don't have no time for him making mistakes. He was the biggest beast on that DN. He was unstoppable. Of course, wild thing.
Yeah.
He's a football player.
Beckman did a good job of doing
Again,
that too.
we had so much talent, and I knew that. And so, like people use that, well, you had the talent to do it. It's like it was the talent. It's how they played together.
So does every year that you go in, every position's wide open?
Wide open. And I tell them
Absolutely.
right away, you must earn that. Again, we will. And it's going to be the same thing this year. We had a goal. We knew we were the best. I told the kids this last season, not being cocky. This season is just warm up for the national, for the championship.
Yeah.
Oak Grove. That was our goal. These are warm up games. There was no team out there that's going to beat us. I wasn't being. It had nothing to do with nothing like that. Mm-hmm. The talent we had in the work me and Buzz. Oh my goodness, the work we and Buzzy put in.
Yeah.
You know, they asked when does your season end? It don't. We have about 2 months off.
Yeah.
And we're back into it because we created a new playbook, created blocking assignments, created a lot of things that I knew would have needed to take Oak Grove apart.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
that
team's
was
still open to like new kids coming on.
always
Oh,
open.
yeah.
Never said.
Always open. We have new kids coming. We have 5 new kids coming this year. We're gonna get together soon, and I'm gonna tell them it's open.
Open opportunity.
It's open. I'm gonna tell the other kids.
Your spot's open.
You shit. I never ever have been that kind of person that, gonna give it. But our one thing about the Bengals as an organization And as a team, the kids, we usually have 99% of the kids, no matter what their talent level is, they play hard, period. They don't like, oh, that's my spot, I got it. No. That's one thing I noticed about my team, all the teams. All the kids always played in practice like they played. And so when other parents like, well, why my kid like, look, come to practice. You know?
I think that makes the difference too in the whole, season in the long run. You got all these kids going hard from the very beginning. They're challenging each other, getting to the next level, every practice to on practice. So yeah, that's definitely probably why they're so good towards it.
We just look for every year. We look for guys that are willing to step
it
up,
up,
fill a role, and make that role the best they can make it. In other words, if we put a guy on offensive line, I want that kid to take pride in that job, take pride in learning that job. And that's what we had this year.
And this is what it's all about. These are our studs, our starters on kickoff team.
How this one going?
And no matter what, look what they're doing. That's our quarterback. It wasn't an onside kick. He ran down 45 yards and got the ball. And one thing about the Bengals, again, is not look at me, look at me. Look at that. Avery, the beast.
So you teach the kids to put that many helmets on?
We're dippers. A dipping, when you do the form, we call it dipping somebody. That means your head's on the side, shoulder pads in the chest, pick them up, bring them down. Never head helmet. We stress that more than anything. Head up. You can't tackle what you can't see. And having the talent we have as runners, you put your head down, we're gone.
Well, for both tackling and blocking, it's your shoulder pads, not your head. You got to see what you're hitting, whether you're blocking that man or you're tackling that man. Get your head up, shoulder pads low. And by nature, when you come through somebody, you're going to lift them. That's just whether you're blocking or tackling. You get your shoulder pads low and you get up.
Hey, look at this. Look at that. Pick them up, bring them down.
Can't run with his feet off.
Yep.
You want to soda some chips?
Oh yeah, but he don't. As a Bengal, one thing we never. What about our kids is another thing I noticed from all the teams. We don't give up on the play. If the play's broken, we're not gonna say, "Oh, play's over. Throw the ball away. Throw the ball to somebody else." Keep going. Play's broken. Can't stop. There's a broken play. Running back ran the wrong way. Brennan didn't stop. He ran for 6 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Kids didn't stop blocking, and that's what makes broken plays into good plays. They're going full speed at all times, and that's why other kids doing this.
What just happened?
Even here, fumbled it around a little bit. It didn't matter. Looking for someone to hit.
Look at all those guys setting up.
Looking for someone to hit. Don't get this again, Daddy, doing this daddy thing.
Look at all those guys. Look how many people it takes to bring them down.
That sets a tone right there. And after that run, I had to get right back to Avery because he deserved that. Look at that. Look at that.
Not touched the entire way. That right there is a perfect example of the difference from last year and this year.
No, we rotated so many teams. We rotated so much. We did have kids go both ways. At this age, I want to give them an opportunity to play everything. You have no idea which way to do. Any opportunity we have for them to play both ways, we wanted to give them an opportunity to.
I see a lot of different kids out there.
Yeah. Wrong hole. If you would have hit the hole like you're supposed to, touchdown.
That was the second.
Touchdown.
The worst team.
Yeah. It wasn't even a blocking. It was our back. Yeah, exactly. We always hit the hole. And there's a Lobo. not a running back. Quarterback. Lay them out. I guess you can look at him, straighten helmet. You know, I've never seen so many helmets getting straightened out in the game. McCain. And again, this year is going to be a couple kids playing different positions, of course. And it's more by, I know you played that, but they got bigger, or they didn't get bigger, and then putting weight on, I might switch them out at certain spots. I know I won't have a problem with that. They always have to know that. I'm trying to get them to high school, to college. My goal is to get these kids to college, make the parents happy. That's a lot of money I don't have to pay for. Again, all this posturing, and look what happens on this play. Look good, looks good. First of all, they didn't take off. Guess what? Look at this. Are they looking for somebody? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam, 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 bam. Huh?
That was a rainy game.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Look at the rain coming down. And that was all about them playing as a team. Even Del Torre got him some. Look at that blocking. Delivery. No helmet to helmet. Shoulder. Lever the shoulder. And then they bring us quite lightly. Look at that block. Look at it. Oh, look there. They take their own blocker out. And see ya. Get out. 2. Same spot. Look at the third one just quit. I get it.
Like, all right. You can have it.
Blakely had to get to him. Look at this. Oh, what?
Johnny on the spot right there.
Is that bottom?
A nice little entourage.
Again, he wasn't like the other teams would do. The ball's on the ground. Everyone trying to jump and try to take it.
Yeah.
It wasn't Blakely caused a fumble. Saw Wilder picking it up. Blakely with the ball.
Yep.
Unselfish. One team, one dream.
Now, have you ever had a kid that started off a bar player?
This year we had so many stars. There wasn't really any.
A lot of kids showed
I mean,
out.
even in your career.
Conyers. He was a par player. It was more. He had anxiety.
There's a handful.
He was very. It was more. Not he had all the talent in the world, but the anxiety got to him a lot, and it was like I had to reassure him, like you have the talent, just relax.
Yeah.
You know, and then he stayed down. He ended up being a starter not this last season, year 4, as a younger kid.
Becker and Bugsby, both par players.
You want a soda?
A year or two.
No, thank you.
Stepping up.
They stepped it up.
He's the captain now.
And again, don't give up. Look, bam, bam. Look, Bugsby blocking. Smith.
That was excellent.
This young man right here, another one of those young men that has all this. I gotta get him going. He's another one of those young guys, just fast as bricks.
Yeah.
But once he gets like once he gets his confidence.
One of the things I was telling Darren earlier with the offensive line. The beginning of the year, we had some of our schemes kind of worked out, but a lot of them we were still figuring out throughout the season. And you can see in this film as the season progresses the maturity of the offensive line and where they take these schemes.
Exactly like a blocking.
This year we're 100 times more prepared at the beginning of the year than we were at the same time last year.
And this is a team that beat us 27-7?
The year before.
The year before?
27.
Dominated us. they had no clue. Even though our first game was probably one of the worst games, but our blocking, look at the kids. That's almost professional. Almost professional.
I came over here, Sean, so when they instead of looking back and talking,
Our pass blocking this year was phenomenal.
I'm sitting here so they can stay looking into the camera rather than looking.
I think that was a game that I told Avery is like, you're being too pretty.
Yeah.
Time, that's done.
Yeah.
As you ain't daddy no more.
Yeah.
You know what? All this dancing, you don't dance.
Runs as hard as he does.
And you know, I keep it real. My kids know that. And he talked to me. You're right, coach. I am getting a little pretty. I said, you ain't a pretty kid. You ugly.
You got that.
Let's get ugly back on the field. No fear in our kids. Swing back to the outside. Here we go. Miguel, bam. Let's get a countdown. How if the young man get up? Look at the attack. Look at the attack. Head to the side, shoulder pad in.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's out.
10 count. Legal. Like how we do everything. Legally. Again, had no clue. He was throwing it up. 4 defenders, 2 players. This is a 4th down play right here. So we just went for it.
Let's go.
Had it, Avery. It was it. This is how we got the lead. It was a battle at this time, and then Blakely. Incredible speed. This is one of their fastest kids. Look at what happens.
Somebody chases him. Look how he runs.
That's how much speed, natural speed he has.
This year, our pass blocking from the start was just
And here they are, hurricanes.
Sack.
coming to take us out.
Very good team, very good organization, but it was unmatched. It was a college team against a pro team, basically. Number 1 is an incredible runner. Look at that speed. Again, how dare he let him do that?
Yeah.
And I told him that. Like, you let that little man
Catch you.
that'll catch you. Like I said, he had more speed than you, but he's smaller than you. You have pimp slap. I was like, you have pimp slap guys out your way. He should do a boom and kept going. And he knew it. He looked at me, called on. He looked at me, like, you know what I'm gonna say, right? Yeah. Again, we inherited such a great team. He's like
Mike Tomlin.
a little bit. He inherited it. And that's having, great players, but just great kids. So hope not lose anyone, be great. Like McCain, hopefully be back.
Oh, we got it. This year too, we picked up Malone.
Yep. Oh, Murga,
Cabeza.
Are they all coming back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that speed. Look at that hit. That was a hit, though. Legal hit.
Legal.
Malone probably was one of our biggest new players.
This young man needs
this
to
year.
step it up this year.
Man, he centered both sides.
And his
of the
wild
ball
thing.
in
This
the
is
middle.
when I want to punish people. I get this young man the ball. Come here, give me something.
So Malone's proof that you could be a new player and still start.
Well, he
Oh, yeah.
played football. He's just never
I'm
played
saying he's
for a
new to
team
the
like
Bengals.
ours.
Malone, Murga.
Rewind that again and show the blocking on that from the front to the back. Offensive line and the backs. This is a perfect example of the cohesiveness that we obtained this year that we didn't have last year.
It was a great hit. He took him out a few plays, but he's a Bengal.
Yeah, he got right back in.
He got right back. As soon as he caught his breath, caught his wind, he's
Now,
back.
Watch how this is blocked. This is
Look at the block. Look how far back they are, first of all. little bit more
This
attacking.
isn't the play.
This is a ball display.
It's the next pass one.
That one wasn't as well blocked as I would have liked. But Wilder made up for it. Now this play is just, it's all it's power running.
Look at that block. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4,
How many people
5.
are 10 yards,
If
15
it was
yards
great, he
down?
did run outside, but he could have ran right down the middle.
He hit the hole.
He would have hit the hole like he
That's
should
something they
have.
never would have done last year. But what I liked is you saw offensive linemen hitting and driving guys 10, 15
Oh,
yards
this I know what this is
downfield.
about.
Yeah, this was
Play one. I think it was a play first game, play of the game.
this was
Offensively.
as bad as I felt for an opponent.
Look at that. Look at that. No one touched him. It wasn't even tag football.
I don't normally
kid just
feel
ran away
bad for
the
the
other way.
opponents,
Yeah,
but
which is sideline. Get some Gatorade.
a little bit.
First one. Number 2. This next one. Brennan. I got a little crack on him. Oh, it missed him
I
though.
missed the cracks.
But
But still hit somebody
Yep.
though.
Yep. Wilder.
Blake.
Oh, Blakely. Sorry, Blakely. I know Blakely. I don't know why I said Blakely. 3.
You pulled the
Blakely
starters
again.
out at what point in this game?
This is still the first quarter right
We
here.
consistently rotated in this game just because we didn't want to take all the starters out and not let them play at all. But yeah, we played the
Every touchdown. I think this is the 5th touchdown of the first quarter. So this is orange. This is not both. This is black and orange playing. It's not like every time we score, we switch the team in. I talked to referees about it. First of all, again, one thing what we did, I thought was an issue the year before that we dominated so much. Our starters did not get enough playing time, and then when it came down to the championship, it showed.
Keep the battle tested.
So that was a thing I didn't want to do. No matter what the issues, what happened, I thought it was the right thing to do not to. Even though everyone did play like they should.
Well, everybody played probably even
Everybody
worse
played a
in this
lot.
game. Yeah, we just
The kid just gave up.
Yeah.
consistently rotated
Yeah.
kids in this game. And we will even rotate our orange offense and orange defensive players in every game if they're doing what they're supposed to do. But a kid that if there's a particular kid that's not doing what he's supposed to do, i.e. playing hard, doing his job, he may not get extra playing time. But if we have a kid that's busting his butt and doing his thing, then
Was that championship game?
yeah, this is the
That was it.
championship.
That was
This
our
is the
regular.
this is the
Yeah,
championship.
that was our regular. I said I watched it all. That was our regular season. Everything happened like we expected. I didn't want the kids to get too excited about it. It didn't really mean nothing. Every game was a practice game for us this year. They had opportunity to show against Oak Grove how nerves can take over because there was no match talent wise. We watched the film, which one thing we did very much this year is watching film. Kids watched the film against Oak Grove and they're going, they watched it. We didn't have to say nothing. We showed the kids what they did against Oak Grove and they're like, we played horrible. So when the game came down to the playoffs and championship, it's a different story.
Let me say too, a little wake-up call for us was our first playoff game against Fairfield Falcons, a D2 team coming up. And for whatever reason, it was probably our. I mean,
Most
the
challenging
Oak
game.
Grove regular season game was a pretty terrible game as far as our execution. But that game, for whatever reason, we obviously still won and won in Bengal fashion. But at the same time, it wasn't how we
It was a
should
punch
have
in the
won.
mouth.
Yeah, and they came to play, and our kids did. I mean, fortunately, we still won the game. We still won the game in Bengal fashion, but at the same time, it wasn't up to our standard of play. And I think coming off the field, the kids really knew that, and you could feel the tangible difference in the kids in practice that next week and in the game that following week. And I think that really was kind of the wake-up call that they. I wouldn't say need.
They did need it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things that, which I applaud the coaches. and we talked about it all season, is like these teams we're gonna roll them. We have the talent. We put the work in. We're gonna beat these teams. So keeping the kids keeping them grounded. That was the thing. Having a game like against a Fairfield, which is not a D2 team, they should be with D1. It wasn't. They had the talent. They dropped down to see if they can make it to the playoffs. That's why they pretty much, I think, to get there, whatever works for them. So it wasn't. We were a matched team, but to make it through the whole season on a high and play the way we did, I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew it had to be at least one low.
Yeah.
That was it. And it was one of the things we said. It was, sometimes you want to tell somebody after they win. I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the opportunity to say that.
Yeah.
I told you so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told you so. So when it came down to this championship, when the president told us that we get a wild card, I graciously gave it back to the man.
Yeah.
Said, man, you might need that next year.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be even more prepared this coming year. First play of our offense. First play. Look at the block. He didn't get touched.
He stayed on his block. He's 12.
Sorry, let's go back. Oh.
Right here. Sanchez.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's another guy that a new kid that really stepped up.
Yeah.
Sanchez and Green on the right side of the offensive line.
Green's being young, being run. It wasn't. Yeah, again, it's a mental thing. This is, like I said, Green is one of our littlest guys on our team. He's probably one of most aggressive.
Yeah.
Great attitude. But this is our first play of our offense. We ran a little full house backfield, and look, he knew. Father knew. Get him to open, done. That was their pass against ours.
And another perfect example of no egos on our team too is
Everybody's
Sanchez.
cheering each other on.
Well, there's that. Just of an individual that I can think of. Sanchez came from Japan, was it?
Yeah.
Played corner.
Yep.
He was used to being a defensive skill position player and ended up playing offensive line. Never once hung his head about it.
Nope.
Took pride in his position, learned the position, excelled at the position.
Like I said all year, the football gods came through with the new players we came with the team we had for the years we had, and then these new kids, Malone, Sanchez, and Malone's like, Dad's like, play football. He was a starting linebacker. He was just like, I'm not sure we're gonna be, but I need a talented center.
Great center.
With no attitude, nose guard. Oh, he would love that defense. Sanchez never like all the kids, smile in the face.
Yeah.
Let's play ball.
Yeah. Malone cracked me up. We hadn't even started the season yet. We were just doing a little conditioning. He started talking to the kids. Hey, I don't know who's going to play where, but some of you are going to play offensive line. I was talking up the offensive line position. I said, one of the best things about offensive line, every single play you hit somebody. You're running the ball, you're trying to avoid getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
You're on defense, you're trying not to get blocked. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't get to the tackle, so you don't get to make a hit. Offensive line, your goal is to knock somebody on their butt. I could see Malone there.
Big grin
on his face.
Big grin.
I was like, that's what I want right there.
That guy right there.
He was like, all I want to do is hit somebody.
and where I'm from, Washington, Seahawks. That's how we roll. My high school curse went to my high school. That's how we play football. Coach said I was a free safety, but he needed a defensive end. I used to cause trouble for our head coach because I ran a 4.240 and I was playing defensive end. I could knock you out. So it didn't matter. I was on the football field, and that's what I understand. When we say, "Hey, what do you want to play?" Raise your hand. We know what football players are. A football player. Being on the field, and we have a lot of those kids, and that's going to say because you have no idea where you're going to be beyond the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
But when they know you play for the Bengals,
It's a leg up.
yes, it is. It is very much so. And this is one of the big drives. They drove all the way down the field. There was no give up.
Great defensive style.
Now this is the drive. They took almost the whole first quarter on their drive after we scored on our first play. This is what Lobo came through and like, nope. And here we go. This ended the game.
Yeah, it's later for sure. The second half was a whole.
Who cleaned it up?
Grannis.
That was a nice cleanup.
Kane. I don't know who they're throwing to.
You intercepted that?
Yep. And again, our kids. Hey, I caught no. Let's go.
Put the ball
Put
down.
the ball down. Let's go.
It's time to score.
There's another perfect hit of the hole right
You couldn't get the ball over it fast enough. Huh?
And this game is against the champs.
The guys that blew out the year before.
And here we go.
there. Yeah,
Not
you
touched.
caught a shoelace
Yeah.
right there. But still, that's you get 10 yards
Yeah.
untouched. That's I'll take that every day.
Feels so good. Yeah, do it again.
This is that dive.
Wilder.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look
Look.
at the hole.
One hit. They crowd the line, thinking they can outman the man.
Yeah.
Guess who? Never doesn't matter. Oh, I scored two touchdowns already.
I think he even blows past the kid.
He gets knocked down. This is what a Bengal do. Look at that. He ain't done.
Come back.
He ain't fall down. Oh, I missed the play.
That's what up downs are for.
Yep.
Here we go.
Thank you for the
Right.
great video, Sean.
Media Man.